Republican governors urging the Biden administration to get control of the crisis at the southern border. In a letter to Biden and VP Harris, the group says the border is, quote, neither closed nor secure. Among the governors, Greg Abbott of Texas, Doug Ducey of Arizona, and Kristi Noem of South Dakota, saying in part, quote, allowing the federal government to place a potentially unlimited number of unaccompanied migrant children into our state's facilities for an unspecified length of time with almost zero transparency is unacceptable and unsustainable. For more on the crisis, we want to bring in Victor Avila, former special agent with Homeland Security Investigations and author of this book here, Agent Under Fire, A Murder and a Manifesto. Victor, thanks so much for coming on. Want to get the most recent data we're getting in here. April, seeing the most illegal immigrants stopped at the border in 21 years. And also, you shared with us some video that shows just how easy it is to actually cross over the border. What were you taking from this video, and what's the solution to stopping and addressing this crisis?
Well, what I wanted to do is share to the audience that, in fact, the border is not under control and the borders are not closed. They might be closed to the legal laser visa carrying individual that cannot cross to the port of entry. But if you're an illegal alien, the border is wide open. And that video you see, I'm standing on the Rio Grande River where you see very little water. This is in Hudspeth County, east of El Paso County, Texas. And the cartels take advantage of these open, porous regions of our border where they drive SUVs full of drugs and illegal aliens that come through. There is no wall there. There is no barrier there. And I went down there specifically, just returned last week, and see what the vast difference is from the Rio Grande Valley versus the West Texas region, where these individuals there in this region are not turning themselves into Border Patrol. As a matter of fact, they're trying to avoid them at all costs.
So you've got people coming in, as you point out, in that area. There is no border wall, a shallow enough spot where people could make their way across. And in fact, the AP is now reporting that the people crossing are children, 20,000 children now being held in U.S. facilities. Talk to me about that number. Is that surprising to you? And is the U.S. able to handle that influx of kids crossing the border right now?
There's definitely no way to support the influx of these children, unaccompanied minors. The cartels have found out that if you send these children with these family units, they will gain access. In Hudspeth County, I spoke to the border agents on the ground. What they're doing there is the parents are handing over the children to the cartel, having the parents smuggled, and then using their children to have other individuals gain access into our country, not knowing who these individuals are. And avoiding detection that way because of the catch and release policies that this administration has implemented. And this is a crisis that we continue to see, whether the mainstream media continues to report it or not. The conditions are dire. The deportations also came out that are at all-time low. There is no interior enforcement at ICE. There's no one being deported or removed back to their home country. And so you have this chain of events that is continuing to be a big impact in our communities throughout the United States.
You know, you mentioned, of course, the risk that these children are facing now for crossing. You mentioned the drug cartels that are being used to bring them over here. And yet when I turn to officials in the Biden administration, we hear from Secretary Mayorkas that the border is closed and secure. We've heard from President Biden for people not to come. But does the administration really have a set plan in place? Have you seen any steps taken that are attempting to solve the record surge that the data shows?
There's absolutely no plan in place. I haven't seen anything. I've spoken to the agents down from the valley all the way up to West Texas, and I get the same results from the border agents. They want to be able to enforce immigration law and continue to do their jobs of what they were trained to do. And I don't see any movement by the Biden administration, let alone having our vice president go down there and visit. I wish he would, because when you stand down there, you see and you realize the dangers that these migrants face, the risks that our border agents take every day on the border, and you get a sense, a different sense of what is going on just by being there. But they will not do that because they will not be able to defend their policies once they make that visit. And so I will continue to report, and I will continue to be a voice for our border agents to keep everyone aware of the crisis that still exists.
Yeah, exactly. When you make the trip, you see it firsthand. You have a full understanding of what's going on. That's Victor Avila joining us here on National Report. Victor, thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.